Aloha, I'm Kahului Miller and welcome to Ocean Paddler. On today's episode, we join the Hawaiian Sailing Canoe Association for their most exciting race of the entire season. Crossing the Alenuihaha Channel from the Big Island to Hana Maui, camping under the stars, and finishing off the next day with a quick race to Kahului. Strap in, because it's going to be an exciting voyage.
Well, the Hawaii Sailing Canoe Association is an association that has an annual series of races spanning from the Big Island to Kauai. And the idea is to sort of link up all the islands like the string of lei. And so the first race is out of West Big Island and then Hana to Kahului.
For me, what makes it special is, just getting out there on the ocean and just tuning in and really having nothing else on your mind but exactly what you're doing and sailing and going fast. And I appreciate making that connection with the ocean.
Canoe sailing is really amazing, and sometimes it takes just that one race where it's just magical and there's wind and there's waves and everything comes together and you're hooked. And so people keep doing it. It's the camaraderie too. All these people are coming together and are from different places everywhere, different jobs, but we have this one thing that we love to do and we love to do together and support each other and get to the end, and we're all like one team. And as long as we make it safely there together, we're happy and it's an amazing day in the water.
So this weekend is our kickoff event weekend where we go from Big Island to Maui. Initially we wanted to start at Keokea, which is historically the place that we normally launch from, but because of big storms and waves, they knocked the boulders into the channel and now we can't get out of that channel. So we scoped out another place called Kapanai, which is the next bay over. A little bit challenging to get down to because it has a steep, rutted road, but we ended up taking a trailer with 2 canoes and 2 truckloads full of like 17 people down to Kapanai, and when we got down there was an east swell and it was closing out the bay.
So we decided, okay, we're gonna go back down to Kauai High and launch from there. We got our canoes all ready to go and we had 30-knot winds and 8-10-foot seas, and we did not want to risk anybody's life, so we canceled the race.
So the build up for this race is freaking crazy because last week was already crazy, Oh, we're going, we're not going, we're going, we're not going. And then all through the past 2 weeks, oh, we're gonna go, the conditions look good, oh, the conditions might get crazy, maybe not. So we're driving up to the canoes, all hyped because, this was gonna be it. We're gonna cross the Alenuihaha. So the build up for the race was insane, man.
The channel between Big Island and Maui is called Alenuihaha, so big wind, and it lives up to its reputation. The wind gets funneled between the 2 mountains on the Big Island and Maui, and it just compresses that wind in there. We shared a video with you folks 5 years ago that, we look like rock stars, but the truth is we look like rock stars for about 15 minutes because after that we went down and swamped, yard sail, had to tow back, didn't make it across.
The Hawaiian Islands go from the northwest to the southeast, but most people, if you look at geographically, don't realize how far south the Big Island is from Maui. So to sail from the Big Island to Maui, we have to go almost straight north, and the trade winds are from the northeast, so it's a very tight sail, and the rest of the island chain, when we race, we turn more downwind. So it's hard.
So it's gonna be hold on tight and a quick crossing.
Next, the sailing canoes arrive in Hana, Maui. The Alenuihaha Channel is without a doubt the roughest and most treacherous body of water in the Hawaiian Islands. And today, the Hawaiian Sailing Canoe Association is on their way across this channel from Upolu Point on the Big Island to Hana, Maui.
You know you're going fast when your canoe is starting to hum at you. That's when you know you're in the sweet spot, and you're just praying that nothing breaks at that point. You don't want to stick it. You don't want to pearl dive the boat and do a somersault. You got to make sure you don't catch a bunch of wind in your sail and you go upside down. There's a lot of things that happen out there, and it happens real fast.
I mean, if whoever is involved in paddling, when you get a taste of what's going on a sailing canoe, it's familiar because you're in the boat with your paddle and you're paddling, but the speed is the beginning of the difference. I mean, we're doing speeds easily 3 to 4 times faster than you've ever gone just paddling a canoe, and you're combining that with surfing. And it's easily one of the most exciting sports.
We're so close to the water. I mean, you're just a few feet away, and in a channel like today, it's just constantly in your face, and the water is spraying, coming all over the place, and it just makes you feel more connected to what's happening out there in the channel. I mean, you're not just zipping along above it, you're in it. And the things that are happening there with these swells coming by, you know, are constantly hitting your canoe and constantly affecting you and constantly in your face. And I think in the first half hour of this race today, I felt like I drank 10 gallons of salt water.
So today, leaving the point right away, there's wind. We had 2 guys out on the tramp, and steering the canoe was tough. I had to freaking give it all I had. Going, pack, snap the paddle.
I just snapped in half, lost the whole bottom half in seat 6, and he's yelling, you know, blade broke, give me another blade. And so in seat 5, I'm handing him back one and trying to get another one so we can keep it going. And, you know, we spin out a little bit trying to get it under control. But that stuff happens when it's windy because there is just so much pressure on that blade.
The wind direction was perfect. It was perfect for a great start. It was, I think we were blowing east today, and we were able to go on a beam reach and flew most of the way to Maui. It did lighten up a little bit at the end, but it was great.
It was a pretty even start. We battled with Tui Tonga for the beginning of that race, and I thought they had our number because they gave us a hard time in the beginning. We were back and forth and trying to get around them, which we finally did.
I mean, the entire race, we were pretty close. The fleet was pretty tight. And usually in some races, you can't even see sails in front of you. This entire time, we've seen everyone sail. So it was nice and super competitive the entire time. Guys paddling are trying their hearts out. I'm trying to catch every bump steering. The guy cheating is freaking getting blisters, trying to not let any wind go. It was fun.
Getting into Hana is an accomplishment in itself. Just to make it there, crossing this channel, it's amazing. It's super special. You know, you get chicken skin, goosebumps when you pull into that place. A lot of history and culture there. A lot of our friends are there in our ohana. So it is a magical time when we all sail in there.
You look at here where we are right now, the culture that's here, all the people that have lived here before us, it's a really special place. I've been here 30 times. I've been here once on the road, and that's it all the time. I've come by canoe the rest of the time, so I feel very fortunate.
This race in particular is nice because, I mean, I get to sail home. We're coming into Hana, and this is my home. This is where I grew up. But yeah, I got to invite everyone to come down and camp out in my yard and enjoy.
I mean, oftentimes we calculate someone's success monetarily, and oftentimes you come to places that are so sacred as parts of our islands that the community invites you in, and most people don't ever get that. And it's not because of who your status is, it's not because of how much money you make, it's because of what you do and how you do it and what you give back.
I'm just thankful to this family that put this together, and you know, now we are in one of the members' property. We're gonna camp here for the night to continue our journey tomorrow.
Next, we set sail for Kahului, Maui. Day 2 of the Hawaiian Sailing Canoe's great adventure takes them along the northeastern coast of the island of Maui, from Hana to Kahului.
This race, right off the start, paddling into the wind. Thought we're sailing. No, we paddle right into the wind, get out of the Hana Bay, and then we turn the corner. The wind's usually light all the way up until Huelo. But once we hit Huelo, the sail's nice and full, and it just gets faster and faster the further we go. Once we hit Peahi, it's a sleigh ride from there.
We go down the north shore of Maui, which is gorgeous for one, and the conditions change because we go and then we have to turn down, and that's when the wind picks up, and it'll be smoking windy.
Not many people get to see it from the water, and not that I was looking, but there are some beautiful waterfalls. I think you can only get there by boat. There are a couple of beautiful places I would love to come back and explore. I don't even know the names of them. I gotta call the boys over here and get them to kind of pukushell tour guide me. But yeah, the North Shore of Maui is amazing. It's beautiful. It's just old Hawaii.
So as we're sailing around the islands, just seeing the shoreline from the water, the waterfalls, the green pastures, just beautiful places, beaches that we couldn't drive to or get to. We get to enjoy it on this journey going around all the islands.
I started out showing up at races with my paddle and my camelback and asking if anybody needed anybody. And eventually I got a call, and next thing I know, a few years later, I'm running a boat. And another few years later, with a few other guys, we went and bought our own canoe. So it takes a lot of work and time and effort off the water to put on time on the water.
And I would love to see way more people involved in this. I think what it's going to take is more people getting excited about it, especially the younger kids getting involved, and then having that itch that doesn't die so that they become captains and get boats and make this happen.
This group is really one of the few people that get to do that. So in this big scheme of canoe paddling, we're very fortunate that this small select group gets to do these events that no one else in the world gets to do.
You know, it's just like, it is real as it gets. If you're a poser, you are identified very quickly and you are called out on it. Whereas in the ocean, it's like you are going through the process of working together as a team, working together with the elements, working together with your own self, working together with what you've been taught and what you think is right, and putting it all together and formulating a plan on going from one island to the next.
Next, the sailing canoes arrive in Kahului Harbor. The second leg of the opening weekend for the Hawaiian Sailing Canoe Association's yearly season takes them from Hana to Kahului, and the wind along the north shore of Maui never disappoints.
Day two, I mean, we were shocked when we started and there was no wind. That was a big bummer. But we just started to, we started to find some wind outside.
We were looking forward to that Maliko run, like the whole time coming from Hana. Coming up to Peahi and Haiku, you're like, all right, it's coming, the wind's coming, it's gonna be good. And sure enough, once we did pass Maliko Gulch, it just got better and better and better.
We were catching bumps, overtaking waves. It was like walking down steps at some points. We would catch a wave, surf it, climb up the back of the wave in front of that, drop into that one, and just screamers. And then at any point, if we just turned to go out, the whole boat would accelerate and we'd fly out. It's a magic run. It's awesome. It's like one of the fastest runs, I think, in in the whole series that we have. As far as just hull speed.
Pretty much from Maliko to the finish, Maui Jim and Kaanapali Beach, we were right next to each other, exchanging waves. I think Ray had it false jived a few times outside of Kanaha, and we tried to capitalize on that. We pulled ahead a little bit, and then we seen them creeping up behind us, and they actually took the outside line right into the harbor, and we were on the inside, and they started barreling down on us right at the finish.
It's interesting coming into the finish and all of a sudden having a neck-to-neck battle, knowing that so many stages of the race, we were miles ahead of them or behind them or whatever. So yeah, it's interesting. It keeps you humble.
The Hawaiian Sailing Canoe Association spans all the islands in Hawaii. We can go virtually to any island, throw a phone call out, and we'll be taken care of because we do have brothers and sisters on all the islands, no questions asked. And it's vice versa. If they come to Kauai and visit me, my house is open to them. It's just an automatic. It's a special thing. It's something that you can't buy. You have to earn it by doing this, but it's something that will last a lifetime.
Hawaiian hospitality kicks in super strong on all the islands, and all of the crews that are part of each island, they just go so above and beyond to make all the other boys feel welcome. And it's almost like a point of pride where people are like, yeah, wait till you're on my island, and have it so deeply ingrained in our soul, and so that our children and our families see it, that this is ensured to continue. Because we do these things in a Hawaiian style way, with aloha at the core of all of this, with each island showing that aloha and that amazing hospitality, that's the best part of all of this. I mean, this kind of fellowship, Hawaiian style, is the reason why all of our favorite traditions in Hawaii continue at such a great rate.
And we really try to perpetuate it by bringing in new kids, new blood, but just really trying to get some younger men and women into this sport is one of our key values that we're trying to perpetuate.
We hope you enjoyed this weekend adventure with the Hawaiian Sailing Canoe Association. That's all the time we have for this episode of Ocean Paddler. We hope you enjoy the show. I'm Kala'i Miller, and until next time, hoi pa.